BetUS, America's favorite sports book, where you
30 seconds and counting.
There were plenty of years where there were guys who would dread being drafted by the Buffalo Bills. Not anymore.
Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus 25 seconds.
Brandon Beane realizes they're in a window of 2 to 3 years max to get this done while the iron's still hot. And getting Von Miller into that situation was big for the Bills.
10, 9.
Oh, baby.
Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Great interview, guys.
Yoo-hoo! What up, Buffalo Fanatics? Stream numero dos for game number 2 of championship weekend as we get ready to kick off the NFC Championship game between the San Francisco 49ers and the Detroit Lions. Winner of this one takes on the Kansas City Chiefs. Unbelievable. Fresh off their 6th AFC Championship appearance, they move on to their 2nd consecutive Super Bowl. Mahomes looks to win his 3rd Super Bowl in 6 years. Unbelievable. Thanks to everybody who tuned in for the stream during that game. What an awful game. Just got off the phone with my dad. We were talking about it, and man, the more you sit and think about it, what a joke that game was. An absolutely pitiful performance from the Baltimore Ravens on their home field in front of their fans. 1 seed, best chance Lamar's had in a long time to go and prove that the doubters wrong, get the narrative off of his back that he can't perform in the playoffs, and he laid an absolute egg. The Baltimore Ravens offense in general laid an absolute egg. Their defense started out rough, but they really answered the call throughout the game, did not allow the Chiefs to score a single point in the second half, and it did not matter. The Ravens shot themselves in the foot at every turn possible. And here we sit. The Ravens lose, Chiefs win. They move on to Vegas, and they will host, or not host, they will welcome, I guess, the winner of this NFC Championship game between the Detroit Lions and the San Francisco 49ers. All we can hope, folks, no matter who you're pulling for in this game, is that this game is better than the last one. I know the game finished 17-10. If you didn't pay attention, it might look on the scoreboard like it was a good game. It was not. It was a god-awful game. The Ravens got absolutely dominated at every turn, and that's the reason why they lost. So shout out to the Chiefs. An absolutely incredible feat. I think this is the most impressive trip to the Super Bowl that they've had under Mahomes. To go and beat Miami. I know Miami was decimated and they were never going to win that game in that weather, but still a team that had a damn good year by their standards. You beat the shit out of them at home. You beat the Bills on the road. You get your first ever road playoff win from Mahomes. That was the narrative, right? And then, let's go do it again in Baltimore in front of their fans. First AFC Championship game at home for them in 50-plus years. Against the 1 seed, doesn't matter. They beat the shit out of them, too. So, unbelievably impressive, and I feel as though the Chiefs, no matter who wins this game, should deservingly be the favorite in the Super Bowl in a couple weeks. But we set our sights on this one. Should be a good matchup. We're talking about a Niners team that has probably been Super Bowl ready for the last handful of years, but have not been able to win one. We have a Lions team who's looking to make their first ever Super Bowl appearance. I'll get it out of the way right now. I will be rooting heavily for the Detroit Lions in this one. I'm rooting so hard for their fan base because I know that they feel a similar sentiment that us Bills fans feel, where it just feels like you're cursed. You can never get over the hump. You can never get it done. And they even have another degree to their level of dismay as a fan base because they've never even made a Super Bowl. So pulling for the Ravens tonight, was pulling for the Ravens, didn't work out. Pulling for the Lions, and hopefully we see Jared Goff, Dan Campbell, and the Detroit Lions pull it out tonight. But honest to God, the only thing I'm really rooting for is a great game because that last game sucked. I'm also rooting for my bets, and I have my bets loaded up courtesy of BetUS. I got a variety of bets going on in this game, and you can take a look at what I have going on my end in the link, or not in the link, on the graphic below. Here's the BetUS website where you can go ahead and take a look at what the current lines are. The Detroit Lions go into this game as a 7.5 point underdog. The over-under is 53.5. As you can see on the bottom of your screen, here are the bets I have in this game going into it. I have the Detroit Lions plus 7.5. I have over 52 points. I have Jared Goff to throw it over 35.5 times. I have Brock Purdy to throw it over 30.5 times. I have Christian McCaffrey to run it less than 19 times. I have Badgley, the kicker for the Detroit Lions, to have more than 5.5 kicking points. David Montgomery over 43.5 rush yards. Christian McCaffrey to score a first half touchdown. Deebo Samuel to have 8.5 or more rush yards. And then to round out my teaser from earlier, the Kansas City Chiefs already covered the 10.5 and the 9.5. Obviously, I need the Detroit Lions to cover 14 and 13 for those teasers to cash. We did okay the last game, but I had Ravens money line in a few parts, so wound up taking a loss overall in the last game, hoping for a better outcome this time around. You can join in on my action as well as your own action by clicking the link in the description below. You do that, you sign up, you deposit, and you can get a 125% sign up bonus with that deposit. You can tell whatever I'm betting on this game currently. Like I said, they're all on the bottom of the screen, or you can take advantage of any of the other bets available to you at BetUS, including with the lines that are currently set right now, 7.5, like I said, for the Detroit Lions, over under 53.5. So it should be good. Rooting for the Lions, rooting for a good game, and rooting for my bets as well. And with that said, we're about to get underway here, as it looks like the San Francisco 49ers won the toss and deferred, meaning Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions will be starting off with the ball in San Francisco in front of these 49er fans. And once again, fingers crossed for a great game. Both of these offenses are certainly capable of lighting up the scoreboard, so we'll see if that happens. The Detroit Lions defense is certainly much weaker than that of the San Francisco 49ers defense. We'll look to see if the Niners are able to exploit that throughout the game. They have a very weak secondary, do the Detroit Lions. You can definitely pass on them. So look for Kittle, Ayuk, Deebo Samuel to be able to blow this game open. But Detroit certainly has the offense to be able to keep up if the San Francisco defense does not come up to the task tonight. So here we go. 1st and 10 to kick the game off. Jared Goff is under center, and we are away from San Francisco as the game starts off with a flip to David Montgomery, and he's off to a solid start with a 5-yard gain for these Detroit Lions. Man, I still can't get over the fact that Kansas City won that game that easily. No one would have been shocked that Kansas City won that game. But going into it, there was no argument. The Baltimore Ravens were the superior team on both sides of the ball all year long. And to score 7 points, to not score a single point after the first quarter, utterly embarrassing. To turn it over 3 times, that final interception. There's David Montgomery, by the way, huge run. We're already off to a great start on that over 43.5 rush yards for Montgomery. But for that interception to happen in that moment where you still have an opportunity to really be in that game, and you throw it into triple coverage to your backup tight end, it was just a terrible, terrible look for these Ravens, who will have the MVP in Lamar Jackson in a couple of weeks. I mean, the criticism is not going to go away for Lamar. And look, I love Lamar. I'm a huge fan. I'm always rooting for him when it doesn't conflict with the Bills. But my goodness, the criticism is going to be louder than ever. That was an awful performance by him and the offense collectively. Once again, 7 points. And we talked about it all throughout the last stream. I was seeing rather, the Bills' offensive game plan gets shit on from last week. Who's shitting on it today? 24 points with a golden opportunity to either win the game at the end or tie it with a field goal. It didn't work out there in their favor, obviously. Bills' offense did what they had to do last week to win. I know it didn't go well at the end, but they did enough. Wow, the Lions are off to a hot start. Wow, touchdown Detroit. Just like that. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? We're not even 2 minutes into this game, and Jameson Williams takes a double reverse to the house. How about them Lions, folks? How about it? 32-yard rush for Jameson Williams on a double reverse. We're not even a minute 50 into this game, and the Detroit Lions already are on the board. Wow. This is what I'm talking about, folks. Fireworks right out of the gates. Detroit Lions and those clean all whites. Let's go, Detroit. What a start for the white and blue. Unbelievable. And Badger looks to put in the extra point here. That'll look good for the over 5.5 kicking points. He nails it. Put 1 point on the board for Badger. What a start for these Detroit Lions. Wow. Wow. Running game looks to be alive and well for Detroit early on. I think Goff only threw it once on that drive. Wow. Before you could even sit down and get settled in for this game, folks, 7-0 Detroit, just like that. Let's hope this pace sticks. What a start. Now we go back to the AFC Championship game, and there was a decent pace to start that game. The Ravens go, I don't know if it was 3 and out. They might have gotten one first down, but they punted really early on in the game on their first possession. Chiefs take over. They immediately score. Ravens answer immediately with an unbelievable touchdown throw from Lamar. He gets out of a sack, and he throws a dime to Zay Flowers, who would end up really costing them in this football game. After that, that was all the Ravens had to show for the game offensively. That was it. The Chiefs would then go on to answer. And if you get down to it, what's crazy about that game, it was 14-7, either late first quarter, early second quarter. There was 3 total points scored after that. So on the first possession for the Chiefs, they go down and score with ease. The Ravens answer on their next possession. The Chiefs would then answer again on their next possession. After that, 3 total points combined by both teams the rest of the game. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm misspeaking. I'm forgetting to add the charity field goal that Justin Tucker added at the end. So apologies. The Ravens did go on to add another 3 points to make the score look more respectable. The only reason they kicked it there was to make it a 7-point game and try to get a stop the next drive, and that failed miserably. So it wound up being 17-10. My apologies, but it doesn't change the fact that the overall sentiment of that game was still the same. An embarrassing loss, to say the least, from the Baltimore Ravens. And here the Chiefs go again, on for their 3rd Super Bowl victory in 6 seasons from Mahomes. It's unlike anything we've ever seen. We all know about the dynasty that the New England Patriots were, but they did not get off to a start like this. We have never seen anything quite like this, and it makes you twice as sick as a Buffalo Bills fan to know that the Bills, they played infinitely better against the Chiefs than the Ravens just did, and I guarantee you if the Bills had gotten out of that game last week, it would have been a better game tonight. Or I misspoke. It would have been an opportunity for the Bills to go to the Super Bowl tonight. You can't deny me that. Maybe the Bills don't win. Their defense was banged up, and all the credit in the world to Spagnuolo and that Chiefs defense. They dominated all game. I'm not saying the Bills win. Their defense is decimated. Maybe the Ravens have a much better day offensively because of that. You can't tell me the Buffalo Bills weren't going to be in that game to the end with a chance to win. There's no question in my mind. So it makes you twice as sick the Bills lost. It makes you twice as sick that Josh Allen's not going to win the MVP. Because you saw what Josh Allen did against that same Chiefs team last week. He was the Bills. He was the reason they were in that game. Lamar Jackson was bad tonight. Let's not get it twisted. You might look at the box score. He had nearly 300 yards through the air. He had over 50 yards on the ground. You might look at that and think he had a decent game. He did not. And it's not just him. His entire offense failed. And Zay Flowers with that final drive, or their second to last drive, rather, where he got a taunting penalty that was such a bad decision by him, and then he would go on to fumble the ball in the end zone, touchback. That was the game. So it wasn't just on Lamar, but collectively, offensively, it was pathetic. So that's where we stand right now. Lions up 7-0, and they look to go and try to take on those Chiefs, who already have secured their spot in Vegas 2 weeks from tonight in the Super Bowl. Here comes Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers for their first offensive start. Look at that. And you can dog on Brock Purdy all you want, and I understand it's fair. He's not Lamar, he's not Mahomes, he's not Allen, but Look at they win with him. 20-5 says that graphic since he's been a starter. Doesn't get a whole lot better than that. But this is the biggest moment of his career, unarguably. And he's going against a defense where he can succeed. Will he succeed tonight? That is the question. Takes his first pass attempt of the game tonight. He throws, and it gets tipped at the line of scrimmage, and quickly the Niners are facing a 3rd and 9. Look out. Let me know in the chat what you're sipping on. I got a margarita going. Caroline whipped me up one before she went to work, a nice spicy margarita. Appreciate all you guys joining me, by the way, not only in this stream, but the stream before this. Appreciate you guys hanging out. When there's no bills, I know it's tough, but it's always fun when we get together and hang out no matter what the circumstance is. So early adversity here for the San Francisco 49ers. Down 7 early. Here's 3rd and 9. Purdy's going to take the snap in the gun. He's going to throw, and that's going to be a first down to Brandon Ayuk. Nice toss from Brock Purdy to extend the drive. Man, no excuse. I mean, I'll tell you this. Both of these teams, you're going to look at the San Francisco 49ers, and you're going to say they are the much better team on paper, right? Because they have a ton of household names. They're loaded on both sides of the ball. Look at so are the Detroit Lions. You got to give all the credit in the world. You got to give all the credit in the world to that management team for building this team the way that they have. They were 0-16 a blink of an eye ago, this franchise. And look at them now. They got a ton of young studs. Jared Goff's playing well. Purdy up in the air, and that should have been picked. That is a bad decision by Brock Purdy early. Look, Brock Purdy did not play good at all against the Green Bay Packers a week ago. Packers blew that game. It really should be the Packers on the road against Detroit in this one. It isn't, because Brock Purdy salvaged the game with a great final drive, but that was the only decent drive he had all game. It was a poor performance, to say the least, from Brock Purdy last week. Got a lot of hate for it. He was able to silence a bit of it with that final drive. It was all that mattered. It got it done. But a pass like that, he keeps that up in this game, it could get ugly, because it's a poor decision. And we've seen him susceptible to throwing picks. Here's another toss. Wow, throws it into traffic, but Deebo's able to catch it. Big for the San Francisco 49ers that Deebo Samuel is healthy and able to go in this game. That was a big reason why I think the Packers were able to hang in so much last week. Deebo goes down in the first quarter, and the Niners are not the same without him, and Brock Purdy especially is not the same without him. I think he is one of the best players in this league, and even though he's a household name and one of the more popular players in the sport, I still think Deebo Samuel is underrated. I think he is one of the greatest players in this league. You can't name a thing the guy can't do. So it is crucial that he was healthy for this game and able to start for the 49ers. Makes a big catch there. And now it's 1st and 10 for the Niners at the Detroit 49. They'll run it with CMC here, and he'll get up to the line of scrimmage and gain about 2. I got Christian McCaffrey first half touchdown. So if the Niners go down and get in distance to score, hopefully they cap it off with McCaffrey here. I also have over 52, so we're off to a decent start with that as well. Now, this Lions defense, like I said, they've struggled against the pass all year long. I mean, Baker Mayfield had a pretty decent game against them last week. But their offense is, when they're clicking, that's what you need to stop. They've had their follies this year, no question. And they're susceptible to having bad games, but when they're on, they're on. And like I was saying earlier, this Niners team is loaded, but don't get it twisted. So is this Lions team. Their offense is stacked, man. And I go back to talking about what I was referring to with the Bills in the last stream about what they have to do coming up in the offseason. I mean, look what the Lions have been able to do, just adding rookies after rookie after rookie and having them contribute. Amon-Ra St. Brown, right? He's only a couple years into his career. Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta. I mean, we're talking about guys that are cornerstones for this team, and they are very, very early in their career. So this is a huge draft for the Bills to be able to do something similar for Josh Allen, because you see what these teams are capable of when they have young, explosive talent surrounding them. Let's go ahead and take a quick live look at the updated lines on BetUS, see what's going on here because of that Lions quick score. Let's see how much the spread has changed. And wow, yeah, take a look at this. The Lions came into this as a 7.5 point dog, and they're now a 4.5 point dog. plus 162 on the money line. Over under now at 59.5. That game opened up at 53, I believe. I got it at 52. So live lines are switching a bit more towards the Lions as of right now. You want to know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to go ahead and take a taste on the Lions live money line. I haven't bet their money line yet, but I could see the Lions winning this game. Certainly could. I'm going to get in on it a little bit here while it's still plus money. I'm going to place that bet right now. I just placed half a unit on Lions plus 163 on BetUS. And you can do so too, by the way, as you know. Link in the description below. You go ahead and click that. Sign up. 125% sign up bonus. You can get on the action too. All my bets are below. We're off to a decent start here. I got ran over a little bit last game. And let's recap my bets from last game. Didn't go well. I had the Baltimore Ravens in a parlay with the under and with the Niners. Obviously, both those bets lost because the Ravens lost. I took the Ravens plus 6.5 on the live line. That did not hit because they kicked the field goal instead of going for a touchdown. They lost by 7. I had Lamar anytime touchdown. Nobody scored for the Ravens. So it wouldn't have mattered who I took there unless I took Zay Flowers. The only bet I did well on was that first quarter bet where any quarterback could throw a touchdown and you'd win. I took that bet and won on that. But I also had Justin Tucker over 7.5 kicking points, and that didn't come close either. So not a great start from the last game, but we're off to a decent start in this game. We're back from break here. Niners take back over on 3rd and 3, and they are on the Detroit Lions 43-yard line. That shit's 4-down territory for Kyle Shanahan if they don't get this. Purdy takes it, handoff to McCaffrey, and he gets it with ease. McCaffrey already a focal point early on here. He's got 4 rush attempts. And that's not looking good for, or he's got 5. I think he's got 5 rush attempts. No, 4, right? Yeah. I took McCaffrey under 18.5 rush attempts. I feel like this game's going to be close, so I feel like Purdy's going to throw the ball more than they're going to run as the game goes on. That's how I kind of see this game going. But early on here, they're getting McCaffrey going. They'll go to him again on a pitch here, and he gets stuffed at the line. Loss of 1 on that one. The Lions defensively just have to stay in it. They're going to allow points to the Niners, no question. It's all going to come down to Jared Goff and their ability to continuously move the ball. So we're going to see a play action here on 2nd and 11. Purdy's under center. Yep, play action, and he gets batted at the line. Wow. I know we're early here, but that's already 2 batted balls for the Detroit Lions front against Purdy. And we know that's a struggle for shorter quarterbacks. We see time and time again these quarterbacks who aren't the height of Allen or Herbert or Burrow, and they get the ball batted down more often than those guys. And that's already 2 batted balls early on here for Detroit's front, led by, of course, Aiden Hutchinson, who's been a beast out of Michigan. That's another guy, by the way, back to what I was talking about earlier, these young guns that the Detroit Lions have drafted over the last couple of drafts. I mean, the impact that they've had has been exceptional, and Aiden Hutchinson is at the lead of that for sure. Here's Purdy. Throws, McCaffrey catch, not even close to a first down. And I'm guessing they're sending out the field goal unit here. And that's what they'll do. Hey, you can't ask for a much better start if you're Detroit. Like I said, San Francisco's going to get their points, but you can hold them to 3. And that's part of the game plan all day. Moody's also had his struggles as well. That's a miss. That is a miss. Like I said, he's had his struggles, and there's another struggle. Moody, the rookie, wide right. And this is off to a disastrous start for the San Francisco 49ers. You let the Lions score in less than 2 minutes. You drive, you stall out, and man, oh man, a missed field goal, and the Lions take over at the Niners 40. Look out in Motor City. Wow. Let's take a look at some comments. Let me know who you're pulling for, by the way. Maybe some of you are pulling for the San Francisco 49ers. I got a feeling the sentiment is generally around the Lions, although I do know there's some people, and I understand, who don't want the Lions to get there before the Bills. I do get it, but I just feel for that fan base. I'd love for them to see one. I know what it would mean to me for the Bills. I got a feeling it's got to be a similar feeling for these Lions fans. And then let me know what you're drinking as well. I got the spicy marg going. By the way, a quick news bulletin while we're on commercial break here. Cleveland Browns got a new offensive coordinator. Guess who it is? You guessed correctly, folks. Ken Dorsey, your new offensive coordinator for Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns. This is news that just broke about a half an hour ago, right before the kickoff of this game. Ken Dorsey was named the new OC of the Cleveland Browns. I don't know if we saw that coming. I know Dorsey had a few interviews this week. I didn't know if he'd land a gig. As we know earlier, if you weren't aware, the Bills did decide to retain and promote Joe Brady as their full-time offensive coordinator. He's been promoted from interim offensive coordinator to full-time offensive coordinator going into next season. Obviously, that is due to the fact Ken Dorsey was fired, but he is now a offensive coordinator for another AFC team, and that is the Cleveland Browns. He will be leading Deshaun Watson, perhaps a healthy Nick Chubb if they extend him. In a Browns team that had a pretty damn good year, despite all the injuries they suffered, got rolled by Houston. No one saw that coming, but Ken Dorsey gets another opportunity, and it'll be interesting to see how that ends up panning out for him. We know how it went in Buffalo, but clearly Cleveland felt he's good enough to take over their job. So he is now a rival in the conference with another playoff AFC team. Lions are going to take over now as Goff throws it, gets it to the rookie Laporta for a couple of yards. Just double checking here. I didn't think so. I wanted to double check and see if the Bills were playing the Browns next year, but they're not. So they won't be facing Ken Dorsey unless they end up going up against them in the playoffs. But Ken Dorsey will not be facing up against the Bills with the Browns next year. But Ken Dorsey, an offensive coordinator in the AFC. So an interesting hire. See how it pans out. Wow, they're running the ball pretty damn well on these Niners early on. They're already up to the 50. And Goff's only thrown it twice. He's completed both, but the rest of their plays thus far have been running plays, and they've all worked. That was the first handoff for Jahmyr Gibbs. Incredible dual threat in the backfield for these Lions with Gibbs and David Montgomery. And you just saw on the screen via Fox there, Jahmyr Gibbs set the rookie rushing record for the Lions this year. So, like I said, these rookies for the Lions, they're not just ancillary pieces for this team. They are the cornerstone that have led this team to an NFC Championship. Look at this graphic. 1,000+ scrimmage yards and 10 rushing touchdowns for both David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. First time in NFL history a team's had two running backs do that. That's incredible. They have done an extraordinary job building this team. Just a phenomenal job. Lions already into Niners territory with a 7-0 lead, 2nd and 6. Play action. Goff's got plenty of time. Goes to Montgomery with ease. Man, they are moving the ball like it's nothing against these Niners. No pressure early on, if you notice. There is no pressure at all from the Niners front on Jared Goff. I mean, that's about as good as it gets from a pass rush perspective. We know what Bosa's capable of, and we know what these Niners are capable of on defense. Real rough start early on here. They also factor in the addition of Chase Young. I mean, they got a loaded defensive roster. They got a loaded roster in general. First incompletion for Goff there. How about Dan Campbell, by the way? How do you not love Dan Campbell? How can you not love him? Comes in, the Lions were about as bad a football team as you'll find. Real rough first year. And all of a sudden it wasn't, right? It flipped, and the Lions looked like they had something. Missed the playoffs barely last year, and now look at them. Progression's been incredible for these guys. And now with another handoff for a yard gain, the Lions face their first tough task of the game, 3rd and 9. See if we're in field goal range for Badgley yet or not. And there's Ben Johnson, by the way, who's more than likely going to be getting the Commander's job as soon as the Lions season ends. Not more than likely. I feel like it's pretty much a guarantee at this point. We're well in Badgley's range here if they don't get this, by the way. 3rd and 9. Quick out to St. Brown, and no need. First down with ease. Man, these Lions are making the Niners D look amateur early on here. Who saw this? Who saw this? What a start. Balanced attack thus far. 5 rush, 6 pass for the Lions. They'll pass here. Goff, I mean, he's got all day. Second and 10, Lions. Hand off to Gibbs. Man, they're running the ball with a vengeance, man. Easy. 10 yards like it's nothing. Tries to go inside, bounces it outside, and it's an open lane. Wow. What a start for these Lions. Here's the thing that you got to keep in mind for this game. The Niners are not used to playing from behind. The Niners have dominated all year long. And they usually have a lead, and that's how they're able to dominate you. They just keep a hold of it. They go down 14-0 early on here. Brock Purdy is going to be faced with a situation that he is not used to, and that does not favor the Niners at all. David Montgomery all the way down to the 1. Man, they are dominating up front so far, the Lions. This is impressive. Wow. Kevin Burkhardt just said the same thing I did. That was hilarious. That's funny. By the way, Greg Olson on the call here with Kevin Burkhardt. I'm dying to see if Brady actually takes the job next year. This is supposed to be Brady's job next year, the lead Fox role with Kevin Burkhardt. He's in place to do it. I wonder if he actually ends up doing it. Dying to see. I would love to see what Brady's like in the booth. And wow, I mean, that's about as easy as it gets, folks. 2.5 remaining in the first quarter, and the Detroit mother effing Lions are up 14-0 on the Niners. Look out. And you want to know what's sickening? The way this is going, obviously we got a lot of game to play, but could you have imagined a Bills Lions Super Bowl? It's the only Super Bowl situation you could be in after you get over the sickness of the Bills losing. If they did lose, you could at least say, "Hey, it was to a fan base that deserved it." The Niners or the Cowboy or something like that. Could you have imagined that would have been America's Super Bowl? Lions, Bills, that would have been America's Super Bowl, man. What a start! What a start! How about these Lions? Oh, the I love the animation in this FedEx commercial. By the way, while we're on break tonight, we will be live for the smoke break tomorrow night, Monday, same time as always, 7 o'clock Eastern. We'll talk a lot about what has unfolded this past week since the Bills season ended. We'll talk about retaining Joe Brady and promoting him as the full-time OC. We'll talk about that most recent news that just broke before this game with Ken Dorsey taking the job as the uh, Cleveland Browns OC. We'll talk about the Bills' current search for a defensive coordinator. They've interviewed a variety of different candidates this week to maybe help Sean McDermott out a bit on the defensive side of things. We'll also preview the Super Bowl once we know what the outcome of this game is and who the Kansas City Chiefs will end up taking on. So make sure to join tomorrow night, same place you're at right now. Smoke break, 7 o'clock tomorrow on the Buffalo Fanatics YouTube channel. I don't know what's going on here, but the site I use to make my graphics, trying to update the scoreboard, and it's just giving me all sorts of problems. How many shows does Gordon Ramsay have now? 1,000? Guy's been on TV every night, what feels like for my entire life. United Football League. You guys gonna watch the United Football League? I'll give it a try. Why not? It's tough to wrap your head around being able to get into another football league like we're all into the NFL. I wonder if it'll ever really catch on. Wow. 66 years the Lions won a road playoff game. How are you not rooting for them tonight? I understand those who are like, we want the Bills to do it first. I get it. How can you not root for this? And the Niners have been here what feels like routinely. How can you not root for this? And I got to tell you, there's something about me that thinks the Lions give the Chiefs a better game. Look, I'm already on record. The Chiefs, in my opinion, they're getting all my betting money on BetUS for that Super Bowl in a couple weeks. I don't see how they're losing. I always felt the AFC Championship winner was going to win the Super Bowl, but I don't know. Something about the Lions, I feel like they're going to give the Chiefs a better game if they move on. I trust Goff more than I trust Purdy in this situation. Goff's been there. I know it didn't go well with the Rams when he was there, but he's been there nonetheless. And you can go ahead and cash Debo over 8.5 rush yards, I believe. Was that a 9-yard gain or an 8-yard gain? Let's see. Please don't say it was an 8-yard gain. 6-yard gain. God, it looked like he got at least 9. I have Debo over 8.5 rush yards. They only gave him 6 on that. Or did they count that as a pass? I don't know. Nice find for Purdy. Use check. I love use check. Nobody uses the fullback anymore except for San Fran. He's the only household fullback name in the league. Look at him. What other fullback in the league is catching a 20-yard seam route? Plus, his wife is the one who makes all those cool jackets for all the celebrities there. I need McCaffrey to get in the end zone. I have a first half touchdown with him. Oh, they counted that. They counted that. So I guess I wasn't paying attention closely enough, but that Debo play wasn't a rush. It was he must have pitched it to him in front of him. I thought it was behind him, but they didn't count it as a rush. It was a pass. So still at 0 rush yards for Debo. Not good. Also not loving my under 18.5 rush yards or rush attempts for McCaffrey right now. He's already at 7. Third down for the Niners to round out this first quarter. Third and 2 for the Niners in Lions territory. Handoff to McCaffrey. Gets it with ease. $14-0 for the Lions to round out the first quarter. The Niners are in striking distance. Looks like they might be able to go down and get some points on the board here if Moody doesn't miss another one. I'm gonna go make another drink real quick. Got to get another margarita in my system to keep this game flowing along. Gonna run on a quick break right now, courtesy of BetUS. Be back in less than 2 minutes.
BetUS, America's favorite sports book. BetUS, America's favorite sports book, where you can bet on everything anytime. Sportsbook, casino, horse racing, live betting, and more. We have the best bonuses in the industry. That's right, get a 125% sign-up bonus. And to celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we are giving up to 30 risk-free bets, a truck, Super Bowl tickets, and more. Don't miss out. Play smart. Join now. BetUS, where the game begins.
Glad to see I didn't looks like I didn't play my break theme video. Come back and I'm staring at myself. But I'm back in perfect time. We're back for the start of the second quarter. Refill on the spicy marg. Drink them if you got them, folks. Saw a couple people in the comments drinking some Labatt, chilling out. Once again, so good to have you in. All right, here we go. 1st and 10, and this is a big drive for the Niners here early on. God, McCaffrey, how tough is he to tackle? McCaffrey, wow, down to the 5. I need him to score here. Let's get him in, huh? I got McCaffrey first half, anytime touchdown. I know Greg Olson's saying, oh, they got to tackle better, right? I mean, good luck against him. I mean, does anybody tackle McCaffrey on the first effort? Like anybody? I don't think so. All right, McCaffrey, punch it in. Do your part. All right, here's McCaffrey right here. We're going to go on the 1 yard line and get use check down to the 1 yard line. Now it's time for McCaffrey to cap it off. Come on. You want to know what? By the way, speaking of McCaffrey, I'm sure we all have players that we love outside of the Bills. McCaffrey's easily top 5 for me. Like top 5 non-Bills players, McCaffrey easily cracks that list. How do you not love Christian McCaffrey? My God, I love him. He's probably my favorite non-Bill. There it is. Cash that, McCaffrey, anytime, touchdown first half. Been my favorite bet all year long. I've been raking on that bet. The sports books got smart. I don't know if anybody else was betting that all year long like I was. For the majority of the season, it was plus money to bet McCaffrey to score in the first half. And after a while, the sports books got smart, and it was it wound up being minus money. I got it tonight on BetUS at minus 130. But I was betting that all year long at plus money. It's one of my favorite bets all year long. And now we're at a 14-7 game, and this is the game I'm talking about, folks. We're off to a killer start. Like I said, I will preface, this is the same start we got off to with the Ravens and the Chiefs, and it went to shit. But I just got a feeling the way this game's going, I don't see it going that way. These two offenses are too good. I can't get over the performance from the Ravens, man. If you're a Ravens fan, man, you got to be sick. You understand losing the way that they did? Dude, they didn't get off the bus, man. Ravens didn't get off the bus. Twitter, by the way, sharing my sentiment. I tweeted out, this game made me 10 times sicker about the Bills getting bounced, referring to the NFC Championship game, and got about 1 million people liking and retweeting and commenting on that because everybody feels the same. Like, you can't watch that game earlier and not think the Bills would have been like right there. Once again, I'm not saying they win, but I'll tell you, I went into this game this weekend thinking, you know what? I understand the Bills loss, and it sucks more than anything. But my mindset was all year long, every time the Baltimore Ravens played a team worth a shit, they beat the hell out of them. They beat the brakes off of them every time. And I just had a feeling with the Bills banged up D that it was going to come to a close against the Ravens if they got there. I can't help but feel completely different after watching that. I'm sorry. Once again, would the Bills banged up D perhaps have allowed the Ravens offense to have a much better day than they did today? Maybe. But you cannot give me an argument that would not. You can't give me the argument that to deter me from thinking the Bills would have been right there in this game if not winning it, you know? I know I'm biased because the Bills play on CBS mostly, but I love the CBS broadcast like so much more than the Fox broadcast. I know we've gone over this before on the smoke break. I get him out with Romo. He gets a lot of shit. I love Romo. I know he says some dumb shit sometimes, but I love him. I just love Nance. He's the goat of all goats. Romo's hilarious. And what I love about Romo, I understand he gets dogged because he says some stupid shit sometimes. And it seems like he might not prep as much as Collinsworth or Olsen does. I mean, I feel like that's pretty obvious. But what you get from Romo that you don't get anywhere else, and I understand if you don't appreciate it because you're more into getting the 100% accurate statistical deep dive coverage. But what I love so much about Romo is his passion for the game. He commentates the game like he's a fan. And that's something to me. I love that. We don't get that anywhere else. So I know it might not be the greatest analysis and stuff of all time, but it doesn't bother me in the slightest. I love Romo. But Burkhardt and Olsen do a good job. All right. Wow. They are running the ball on the Niners like they are, like their life depends on it. I mean, my Montgomery bet, I mean, that's looking like it's free at this point. I have him at over 43.5 rush yards, and he's already at 40 yards. Holy shit. I should have bet my entire life savings on that. His run line was 43.5. He's at 40 yards already. His game total was 43.5. I only put $50 on it. Here we go. A little trickery. Goff. Oh. Hey, I like where their mind's at. He had him on the if he could have gotten a little more on that, it was almost like one of those throws that's a blessing to be underthrown because Reynolds could have come back to that ball. Goff just didn't get nearly enough on it. Man, why did he underthrow it so badly? He got that off before he got hit. Second and 10. Nice. Oh, St. Brown with a drop, man. That's on a dime. Gotta have that. Damn. I don't blame him. When you got Fred Warner and Greenlaw on your ass, I'd hear the footsteps coming too. 3rd and 10. Game can really flip here if the Niners can get a stop. Nice recovery from St. Brown. Man, these Lions are looking sharp early on, folks. This is impressive. 3rd and 10, and they made it look easy. Look at when Goff's not turning the ball over. Like, let's go back to the Thanksgiving game. Jared Goff, Lions versus the Packers, and they couldn't stop turning the ball over. They look terrible. When he's in a rut like that, they look terrible. When he's not turning the ball over and he's dialed in, dude, they're an extraordinary watch, and they're damn good. And think about the talent they have on this team. Gibbs, Laporta, Montgomery, St. Brown, Reynolds. I mean, and we can't underestimate Goff. He's a Super Bowl appearing quarterback who, like I said, when he's not in a rut, which can happen, he's about as good of a pocket passer as there is left in this league. 2nd and 10 at the 50-yard line. You got to get rid of it. You can't let Bosa just come up on you like that. You know, I never understood, why does Bosa wear that helmet? It's the dumbest looking helmet in the league. It makes him look like a weirdo. I hate that helmet. Ever heard Bosa, by the way, in an interview? It's like he's a robot. Everything's like this. Yeah, we watched the film on Jared Goff, and we're coming for him. Like, everything's the same tone. But I guess when you're that good at something, you almost got to be robotic. So, interesting guy. All right. Looks like they're going to have to punt here. Wow. Laporta ran over Greenlaw there. He looks banged up. Oh, Greenlaw is not looking good. Oh, he's keeled over on the sideline. That is a big loss if he can't go. That's one of the best linebackers in the league right there. They're not faking it here on 4th and 6. No chance. They're not set up for that. All right, Lions had to come back to earth at some point, but I still liked a lot of what I saw on that drive. The sack killed them, but I still like the tempo they're playing with, no question. Verizon's marketing team gets together like on an annual, or not even annual, like on a monthly basis. They get together and they say, how can we make the worst commercial ever made? And I got to give them credit. They succeed at every turn. Verizon consistently makes the worst commercials on television. The Verizon caroling commercial during Christmas, it was the top 10 worst thing I've ever seen in my life. State Farm, though. What's State Farm's ad budget? $100 billion annually. You got Arnold Schwarzenegger. You're doing essentially like a television or a movie trailer with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Their ad budget's got to be $10 trillion a year. You know what I love about these car commercials, by the way? You ever notice this? Every car commercial, when they show the car in the driveway, you ever notice every time there's a car in the driveway of a car commercial, the house is like a $9-10 million house every time? It's like, oh, buy a Honda, which is like, a nice middle class car, buy a Honda. But by the way, the people that we have being featured with our Hondas and our commercials, they're multi-trillionaires. It's like all of these commercials. Every time there's a car in a driveway, you look behind the car and it's like, dude, that's like a $5-10 million house. You notice how these marketing teams are trying to they're trying to cater to people like my age, like referencing any NFTs and stuff. You notice that? It's terrible. You got these old people singing about NFTs. It's like, listen, I'll max my IRA out when the rent goes down. How about that? Why don't we lower rent so I can max my IRA out first, nerd wallet? Okay. Why don't we make groceries affordable before I'm maxing out my IRA? How about that? Tell you what, they always say stinger, like, oh, stinger, and you overlook it. I'll tell you what, I played lacrosse for 20 years of my life. There was nothing worse than a stinger. If you'd get a hard check on your hand in a cold game, dude, I can still feel the pain of that. Like a stinger on the hands. Come on, Debo. I need 8.5 yards. Get up. Dude, that was like an 8-yard gain. Watch. 8-yard handoff for Debo, and they'll probably won't hand it off to him again. Yep. I just checked my live updates. 8-yard carry for Debo. Watch. They won't hand it off to him again. Ugh. I know for a damn fact they're not handing it off to him again because I got over 8.5. Story of my life. Well, let's just talk about the eye test real quick here. I mean, we're what? 20 minutes into this game. Lions look like the better team, top to bottom. Any NASCAR fans in here? Never got into the NASCAR. They're still plugging on. They're still killing NASCAR. All right, another incompletion for Purdy. It's 3rd and 10. Sale. John Feliciano. Shout out Buffalo. Look at that. Purdy's got 12 dropbacks, already 5 pressures on him. Count another one. That's a pick. That's a pick. Wow. There it is, folks. And I was saying it off the jump. I don't trust him. That is, oh, what's the flag? After the play? Purdy, man, this is now 2 weeks in a row where he's just throwing it up for grabs, man. Not even 2 weeks in a row. Let's go back to the Ravens game. Like in these big games, he's just throwing it up there. Clete Blakeman. I want everyone in here to permanently tattoo this into your brain about Clete Blakeman. You'll never not see it after I tell you this. So let's talk about a flag in a game where it could go either way. So like a holding call. You could get a defensive holding or an offensive holding. Now, typically when it's holding, it's more often offense than defense, right? You'd probably say it's like 75-25 offense to defense. Every time it's the lower percentage call, like the defensive holding, watch Clete Blakeman. So say right now it's Lions on offense, Niners on defense, and it's a holding on the Niners. Clete Blakeman will go holding defense. Watch, you'll never not see it. You'll never unsee it. Once again, holding's primarily called on offense, but as we know, it's called on defense as well, but not as much. Clete Blakeman, every time it's the defensive side of things on the hold, it'll be holding defense. Whereas if it was holding, it'd be holding offense. Every time it's defense, it's holding defense. It's like every time. You'll never unsee it. I hope to God we get an example of it in this game so I can show you that I'm not insane. It's every time. It's every time. It's the most annoying shit ever, especially when you're on the wrong end of it. So the middle of the field has been wide open for the Lions. And this is something that's killing me about these last 2 games. I got a Niners team, maybe the best linebacking core in the league, right? And then in the Ravens game, I got a linebacking core that might be the best linebacking core in the AFC. Well, that's when Bernard and Milano aren't healthy, folks. I'll die on that hill. But we know Ravens got a solid ass linebacking core. Niners probably got the best in the business. This is now 2 games simultaneously where you're getting elite linebacker play and they're getting shredded up the middle. Travis Kelce embarrassed that linebacking core of the Baltimore Ravens. Embarrassed that defense. And now early on here, I'm watching a stacked San Francisco defense with Fred Warner and Greenlaw, maybe the best tandem in the league. And early on here, I'm watching the middle of the field just be gaping. There it is again. It's wide open, middle of the field. I'll tell you, I don't know what to make of it. Incredible toss, though. I mean, they had to go into a window. But that was more open than it leads on. Watch how open he is, and then the D-back comes in a little late there. Man, how about these fucking Lions, dude? What the hell? Look at this. Look at that graphic. 9, 10-plus yard plays. That's a touchdown. Wow. I mean, wow. Wow. This is impressive. This is something. Wow. Wow. 21 points before half? Dude, look out. And like I said earlier, this is not the game the Niners succeed in. Purdy doesn't do well in this situation, and believe it or not, Kyle Shanahan does it. You all saw the stat last week going into the fourth quarter. What was Kyle Shanahan's record going into the fourth quarter down 5 or more points? Like 0-40? Last week was the first time they ever won a game under Kyle Shanahan with a 5+ point deficit or 4+ point deficit, whatever it was. When they're down, they are not the team we are accustomed to watching. And that goes for the coaching staff. That goes for Brock Purdy. So look out. This is really, really, really going in the favor of the Lions. Not just because they're up by 2 scores. This is a game style the Niners do not succeed in at all. This is impressive shit, man. Oh, why couldn't it have been the Bills? Why couldn't it have been the Bills, huh? I want to read a comment, by the way. Sometimes I get some comments on my videos. I usually go back and look at the comments. I like interacting with people. Sometimes I get some awesome comments that make me feel awesome. Not just because they're like, oh, good shit. Like, you got to take a grain of salt with that. Like, sometimes people come in the comments like, oh, great show. Then also sometimes you get people in the comments and they're just criticizing everything you do. So you try not to weigh anything on too heavy of a scale. But what I love seeing is people that aren't Bills fans hopping in and commenting. It always makes me feel good seeing people come in. It makes me feel good for 2 reasons. One, it's cool to see non-Bills fans hopping in and watching our stuff. But 2, it's because I love seeing fans that are able to remove the blinders. It's been my biggest criticism of the goddamn Dolphins fan base for the longest time. They're the most delusional and rude and just, I'm sorry, just in my personal experience. And obviously I know every fan base has bad apples and good apples. I mean, I know this past week the Bills have been getting drilled. Our fan base has been getting drilled because people were throwing snowballs and flicking off the Chiefs fans. I was at the game, okay? That is a 0.5% fraction of the stadium. Most people are very, very respectful. Been to a trillion Bills games in my life. The fans, 99% of the time, are some of the best people you'll ever meet. I mean, me and my dad sat in the stands. We had a group of guys behind us, and we lived and breathed that game together. I never even got their names. I don't know their names now. I didn't know their names then. We were brothers that game, and that's what it's all about. But I just got a comment on the last stream, and it's this guy saying, I'm a Jets fan from the 70s. We've all had our heartaches. We all should have learned never to bet against Brady, and we should learn not to bet against Mahomes. Keep grinding, and may God bless you and your family. That's awesome. So that guy's a Jets fan from the 70s. So at the bare minimum, that guy's my dad's age, probably older. And I just love seeing that. It's a Jets fan, like coming in, showing love, and being a transparent, honest, real fan. There's nothing I appreciate more than honesty, transparency, and really just an overall sense of kindness to people. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love getting on the opposing fan bases and having a good time and going back and forth and talking shit and whatever. But that stuff like that, it makes me happy. I really love that stuff. I love that. That's great. So who was that? Shout out to YouTube user Pledge R. Wells. Brought a smile to my face, brother. I appreciate that. All right, what's Purdy got in the tank here? Man, this game's flying, by the way. That's a conservative play call there, Shanahan. 2nd and 10, under 6 left in the half. Handing it off. Wow, I'm just taking a look at some of the shit my buddies are sending me. And I had a feeling this would happen, but here it is. It's the narrative on Lamar is getting bad now. Wow. Drop ball by Ayuk, by the way. Another 3 and out for the Niners. Look out. It's starting to look like the Lions got a date with Destiny. By the way, Largemouth, thanks for letting me know. I got to update my scoreboard. This game's a little too fast paced for my tequila drinking ass. But I had a feeling this would happen after Lamar just laid an egg. I had a feeling people would really get to jump. Isn't this amazing how this happens? Look, have a narrative and stick with it. Okay, you can't be clamoring for Lamar being MVP all year and then start dogging him when he has a bad game in the playoffs. I, all year long, have said I have no problem with Lamar being the MVP. I have a problem with him being considered a unanimous, no question about it MVP. And that's what he's been the last month and a half. You can't deny it. And it's not fair. It's not fair to Josh Allen. And it's probably not fair to a lot of these other guys who have been a real big asset to their team this year, like Tyreek and CMC. I know they're never going to win it, but Lamar was anointed the MVP, and it felt like it was very premature. And when you really dug deep into the surface and you ask yourself, okay, we understand Lamar is one of the best quarterbacks in this league. We understand how important he is to his team, but let's take a deeper dive into why everybody's got him locked at the MVP. And I would love to hear the argument, not just after this game, folks, but going into today. I'd love to hear the argument of why is Lamar the undisputed MVP? And I'm telling you right now, you don't have an argument. You don't have a sound, fundamental argument to tell me he was the runaway MVP, no question about it. You can make as good an argument as you want, and I will say it again. I have no problem with him winning it. I've told you time and time again. Should be a rotating between Allen, Mahomes, and Lamar. Those are the 3 most valuable players in this game. But the narrative all year long, not all year long, the last month and a half, Lamar, and no one said why. No one said, here's the reason why Lamar should be considered the undisputed MVP. And I bring this up because my buddy just sent me a tweet, and I had a feeling this would start happening, and I'm sure we'll see more of this before Lamar inevitably ends up winning it in a couple of weeks here. But you're going to take a look at the stats here, and it's going to further question the legitimacy of this MVP. So I just get sent this tweet here, and it's Josh Allen versus Kansas City, right? And mind you, this is a one-game sample size, but the reason I bring up a one-game sample size is because Josh Allen's overall season statistics were far better than Lamar Jackson's. So it's fair to bring up one sample size because I got an entire season sample size to tell you that's even better. But here's Josh Allen's numbers versus Kansas City, okay? With context involving the defense. Josh Allen versus Kansas City, 26 of 39, 258 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 turnovers, 24 cumulative points for his offense, and the defense got 2 total stops the whole game. A lucky-ass fumble and 1 forced punt. Let me read that again. Josh Allen, 26 of 39, 258, 3 touchdowns, no turnovers, 24 cumulative points for his offense, and the defense got 2 stops the entire game. 1 lucky-ass fumble and 1 punt. Here's Lamar against the same Chiefs team. 20 of 37, 326 yards, 54 of which came on a duck underthrown ball, and a lot of that came in garbage time, as we know. 1 touchdown, 2 turnovers, 10 points scored for his offense, 3 of which were worthless garbage time points. And the defense got, you ready for this, folks? 7 defensive stops. The Bills got 2 all game. They didn't force a punt until the late 4th quarter. The Bills' defense was as banged up as humanly possible. And they forced a lucky-ass fumble that, to this moment, I still can't believe got overturned, and they forced 1 punt. Lamar got 7 defensive stops for his defense and scored 7 points outside of a garbage time field goal. I'm sorry. Find me the person who has a legitimate argument for him being the runaway MVP, and you'll find me ready to duel with him. And by the way, this is coming from somebody who loves Lamar Jackson. And I don't really know anybody who does not love Lamar Jackson. What is not to love about him? He's an awesome human being. I personally find him to be hilarious. I just think that he is like a guy's guy. And he's also one of the greatest athletes I've ever seen play the game. We're going back to a conversation we had earlier during the AFC Championship stream where we had a conversation about people just liking good football. If you like good football, you'll like Lamar Jackson, okay? There's no other way around it. The guy is a human highlight reel, and I've enjoyed every moment I've had watching him, okay? Josh Allen. Josh Allen's the better quarterback. Why is that controversial? Why does Josh Allen have to prove shit all the time? And Lamar Jackson's just anointed as the MVP because he had a good game against the Niners and the Dolphins. Why? It's not fair and it's bullshit. I'm sorry. And everybody would look at this and they would say, biased Bills fan. Nope. If you've watched me long, I don't care about people who come in here and say that who don't watch me. If you watched me long enough, you know I turn the bias off. Of course, I have my bias and my fun moments when I'm predicting the Super Bowl or whatever else. But when we get down to brass tacks, you know I take the blinders off. Josh Allen is the better quarterback. And Lamar is going to have 2 MVPs to show for his career. And Josh Allen's going to have 0. And I think that that is absolute malpractice, no more so than this season. Kind of getting a little sad talking about this, honestly. It's making me a little sad. I feel for Josh Allen. Getting a little goosebump action going on. Man, I'm a weirdo. I know it. But you watch Josh Allen take that podium for the 2nd consecutive year, bloodied up. It could be the tequila, man. Honest to God, it makes a little tear come to my eye. I don't know, man. You know how lucky we are to have a guy who sells out every week for this team, for this fan base? How long we waited for that? How much that means? Not every guy's like that. This guy gets shit on every chance somebody gets. And the chances are minimal. But when there are these peaks, these windows where you can get on them, man, does everybody who hates that guy take the ultimate chance at just taking a fat dump on him? I don't know. I don't know. He got the brunt of the blame again last week. Makes me sick. I watched that guy go to the podium, and the reason I get upset about it is because, like, dude, we think about how upset we were after that loss. Dude, that's the guy there doing it. He is the team. And I just knew in that moment when he's sitting out there saying losing sucks, and you're watching him bleeding from his arms and his hands. You can't tell me that guy didn't do everything in his power that night. I know the last drive didn't go his way, and I know he probably is the reason for that. I criticized the throw to Shakira. I still will. It was a terrible decision. But my God, man, it just feels like the playing field is different. Why? Why? Why is that? Because he had a bunch of picks this year? What about the rushing stats? What about the touchdowns? Does that not matter? What about overcoming a 6-6 record? What about pulling off a feat that had a 0.1 chance to be completed? Does it matter? Does any of that matter? Apparently it doesn't. Why? Where is the line of demarcation where we decide what matters and what doesn't? And it's not just because of the egg that the Lamar Jackson-led offense laid today. It's not. It's just more prominent than ever in my mind, just as you think about it. Dave says you're crazy. No, I know it. Believe me, I know it. But listen, within that craziness is a genuine feel for the guy. As you know, I talk about on my show all the time the human level of the sport. That's why I'm rooting for the Lions tonight. There's a humanity element involved in this fan base, what this means to this city, this team, this fan base. The humanity element always hits home to me with individual players in their toughest moments. And it just felt like Allen. It's never considered with him. It's either he plays great, but then the criticism is always something, the turnovers or whatever else. And then when it's not like 100% the greatest game you've ever seen, it's all his fault. Man, this run game for the Lions, this is unreal. 3rd and 12, 13-yard gain for Jahmyr Gibbs. How about it? And once again, it's no slight at Lamar. Like, he's going to win it, and I'm happy for him. Like, I just love that guy. You know, he bet on himself. And what kills me is I got Miami Dolphins fans trying to tell me that they should max out Tua's contract. And to that, I say, please do it. I'm begging you. Please give that guy the Mega Millions lotto number. Like, give it to him. But I got guys telling me that he deserves to get signed. Okay. Lamar was an MVP his second year in the league here, and they took him to the 5th-year option. Okay. So all the credit in the world to him this year for coming out after finally getting his deal, getting his contract, deservingly so, and showing up and proving it. Why they took him to the 5th year, I don't know. The only reason I have to back that would be the injuries, and to that I say, okay, but I'm willing to take the injury risk for a guy like Lamar. So he bet on himself. He goes to the 5th year, and we all know the conversation. Remember, his mother was his agent. The whole thing was a mess. But the guy bets on himself. He gets that max deal, and what does he do? He comes out. He's the healthiest he's ever been, and he leads the Ravens to the best record in the entire league, and he leads them to the 1 seed in the toughest conference in the league. So he is a deserving candidate. Once again, to put a bow on this, he's a deserving candidate. I got no problem with him winning it, and I like the guy so much that I'm really not going to question him winning it. What I've questioned from the beginning and what I questioned today is that everybody just stopped in one moment and said, you know what? Disregard everybody else in this league and just give it to him unanimously. For what reason? We don't know. That's my problem. Like, let's give it to him unanimously because the Ravens defense picked off Purdy 4 times. You know? All right, 3rd and 18. You're going to want about a 6-7 yard gain to give Badgley a crack here. By the way, a field goal from Badgley before the half would cash the over 5.5 kicking points, so I'm looking for that. Let's go. Wow, dude. Lions are winning this football game. I'm glad I hammered that live line when I got them at plus money. They're winning this football game. I have in consecutive series a 3rd and 12 conversion on a run. And now I'm getting a 3rd and 18 conversion. This is over. This game's over. Brock Purdy is not eliminating at 24-7 lead at the least. Could be 28-7. They're gashing these guys. This is insane. I can't believe we're going to watch the Detroit Lions in a Super Bowl. And can we go back to the point I was making about the Chiefs being in the NFC and why the Bills would probably have made a Super Bowl by now if that were the case? You're looking at it. Look at the NFC. It's a melting pot of frauds, top to bottom. The Eagles, the Cowboys. I can't say the Niners are frauds. They've been good for so long, but guess when they're fraudulent? When it counts the most. And I'm not saying the most when I'm talking about the Cowboys, right? Where it's the biggest game in the regular season. Like the Niners will win the big games in the regular season. I'm talking about the big boys, the NFC chips, the Super Bowls. They crapped on their leg. The Bills, if they're in the NFC, what are they going on? They're 4th consecutive NFC Championship. Let's be real. It goes back to the point we continuously keep making. Who else but the Bills would have the luck of having the best quarterback they've ever had, maybe the best team they've ever had, and having to go against perhaps the best dynasty we've ever seen? It's peak comedy if you're not a Bills fan. I need Debo to get another handoff, man. I can't believe he only gained 7 on that. They have got to give him another one, or that's going to make me sick. I got him over 8.5 rush yards, and he's at 7. The bet of the day was David Montgomery over 43.5 rush yards. Well, I can't even get over that. 43.5 rush yards was his total for the game. He's already at 60 before halftime. Reason I bet that, by the way, oh my God, Goff had him wide. Oh, he had Gibbs wide. Oh. Reason I bet David Montgomery on the over, by the way, was because Aaron Jones was running all over this Niners D last week. I don't know what's going on with this defense. I love Goff. He's just like a dude. Goff's just like a dude. All right, 3rd and 6. 30 seconds left in the half. Goff, first down. Dude, these guys are money on 3rd down tonight. Money. I'm kind of rooting for a field goal here, though. I need that Badgley over 5.5 kicking points. How about Jared Goff? Basically dropped off at the fire station by the Rams, and look at him. Not only does he beat the Rams, he's going to go to a damn Super Bowl, this guy, with the Lions. I mean, this is one of the greatest feats of all time. What the hell? I mean, Sean McVay put, it's like I was saying earlier in the AFC Championship game, I was talking about how I watched that movie, There Will Be Blood, last night. It's like at the end scene where he's like, "You're a bastard in a carriage or a bastard in a basket." That's what Jared Goff was for the Rams. And look at him. Look at him. He's leading the damn Lions to a Super Bowl. What is going on? Bill's got to put an emphasis on this draft this year, man. Just watching all these guys for the Lions here. All these guys. And they're all so young, all of them. The Bills need to draft at least 2 receivers in this draft, one of which needs to be in the top 3 rounds. At least. All right, field goal. All right, we're going to cash that over 5.5 kicking points for Badgley, man. We are on a great start in this game. Knock on wood. Our bets are looking damn solid right now, folks. According to the Action Network app right now, I'm on. You know, I don't want to jinx myself, but we're on pace to do very, very well. Are they going for it? No. Campbell. See, this is giving me flashbacks to the Cowboys game. This is too greedy. All right, good call, Dan. God, thank God. You know that's just ultimate greed. You can't go for it there, because if you don't get there, the momentum swing is massive. You're up 21-7. You can make it a 3-score game here. Like, you have got to take the points. You cannot go for it. Good call. God, that would have been terrible. All right, cash it, Badgley, over 5.5 points. Money in the bank. This is incredible. This is unbelievable. Let's take a look at the live lines real quick, courtesy of BetUS. Like I said earlier before the show started, the Lions were a 7.5 point underdog. Wait till you see the live line here via BetUS. The Lions are now an 8.5 point favorite. Oh, it just went away because of the half, I'm sure. But I saw it before it disappeared. They're an 8.5 point favorite, and you would have to bet over $400 to win 100 right now. That is crazy. They have dominated this game. This is nuts. Unfortunately, 2 pretty shit conference championship games, though. I mean, the Niners don't even look like they belong in this game, which is insane. Wow, Kevin Burkhardt has said there's only been 1 penalty in this game up until this point. That's crazy. Chris saying, what have you won so far yet today, Bob? Let's not count our chickens before they hatch, but we're on pace for a good take home. That's for sure. We got to let it roll though. I need one more rush. I need two more rushing yards from Debo. That's the one I'm worried about the most. He's at 7 yards. I have him over 8.5 rush yards. I don't know if they run him again. Believe the Niners get the ball first in the second half. But they're not built to come back from this. I mean, it would be a shock of all shocks if they come back from this. I mean, we shall see. Man, this is crazy. This is crazy. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick halftime break like we did in the last stream. Go fill up your drink, go take a bathroom break, get some food. And within the next 10 minutes or so, we'll be back to resume the stream to round out the NFC Championship, where we will then find out our Super Bowl matchup. And the Detroit Lions are well on their way to meeting up with the Kansas City Chiefs. Crazy stuff. But we're going to take a quick break for the halftime here. And in the meantime, like I said, go fill it up. Bathroom break, food. We'll be back in a bit. Halftime, by the way, brought to you by BetUS. 125% sign-up bonus in the link in the description below. You click that, you sign up. You get that sign-up bonus, and you can also bet on the live lines for the second half. And if we go back and take a look, currently right now, Lions are an 8.5-point favorite, minus 500 on the money line. Oh, my God, how the tables have turned. So you can go and get on that. And then, of course, this coming week, you can get in on all of those Super Bowl bets. It's the Super Bowl, or excuse me, it's the Christmas of sports betting. So you want to take advantage of that 125% sign-up bonus in the link below. But in the meantime, commercial break sponsored by BetUS, and we'll be back on the other side for the second half of the NFC Championship. We'll see you then.
BetUS, America's favorite sports book, where you can bet on everything anytime. Sportsbook. BetUS, America's favorite sports book, where you can bet on everything anytime. Sportsbook, casino, horse racing, live betting, and more. We have the best bonuses in the industry. That's right, get a 125% sign-up bonus. And to celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we are giving up to 30 risk-free bets, a truck, Super Bowl tickets, and more. Don't miss out. Play smart. Join now. BetUS, where the game begins. BetUS, America's favorite sports book, where you can bet on everything anytime. Sportsbook, casino, horse racing, live betting, and more. We have the best bonuses in the industry. That's right, get a 125% sign-up bonus. And to celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we are giving up to 30 risk-free bets, a truck, Super Bowl tickets, and more. Don't miss out. Play smart. Join now. BetUS, where the game begins. BetUS, America's favorite sports book, where you can bet on everything anytime. Sportsbook, casino, horse racing, live betting, and more. We have the best bonuses in the industry. That's right, get a 125% sign-up bonus. And to celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we are giving up to 30 risk-free bets, a truck, Super Bowl tickets, and more. Don't miss out. Play smart. Join now. BetUS, where the game begins. BetUS, America's favorite sports book, where you can bet on everything anytime. Sportsbook, casino, horse racing, live betting, and more. We have the best bonuses in the industry. That's right, get a 125% sign-up bonus. And to celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we are giving up to 30 risk-free bets, a truck, Super Bowl tickets, and more. Don't miss out. Play smart. Join now. BetUS, where the game begins. BetUS, America's favorite sports book, where you can bet on everything anytime. Sportsbook, casino, horse racing, live betting, and more. We have the best bonuses in the industry. That's right, get a 125% sign-up bonus. And to celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we are giving up to 30 risk-free bets, a truck, Super Bowl tickets, and more. Don't miss out. Play smart. Join now. BetUS, where the game begins. BetUS, America's favorite sports book, where you can bet on everything anytime. Sportsbook, casino, horse racing, live betting, and more. We have the best bonuses in the industry. That's right, get a 125% sign-up bonus. And to celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we are giving up to 30 risk-free bets, a truck, Super Bowl tickets, and more. Don't miss out. Play smart. Join now. BetUS, where the game begins. BetUS, America's favorite sports book, where you can bet on everything anytime. Sportsbook, casino, horse racing, live betting, and more. We have the best bonuses in the industry. That's right, get a 125% sign-up bonus. And to celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we are giving up to 30 risk-free bets, a truck, Super Bowl tickets, and more. Don't miss out. Play smart. Join now. BetUS, where the game begins. BetUS, America's favorite sports book, where you can bet on everything anytime. Sportsbook, casino, horse racing, live betting, and more. We have the best bonuses in the industry. That's right, get a 125% sign-up bonus. And to celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we are giving up to 30 risk-free bets, a truck, Super Bowl tickets, and more. Don't miss out. Play smart. Join now. BetUS, where the game begins. BetUS, America's favorite sports book, where you can bet on everything anytime. Sportsbook, casino, horse racing, live betting, and more. We have the best bonuses in the industry. That's right, get a 125% sign-up bonus. And to celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we are giving up to 30 risk-free bets, a truck, Super Bowl tickets, and more. Don't miss out. Play smart. Join now. BetUS, where the game begins. BetUS, America's favorite sports book, where you can bet on everything anytime. Sportsbook, casino, horse racing, live betting, and more. We have the best bonuses in the industry. That's right, get a 125% sign-up bonus. And to celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we are giving up to 30 risk-free bets, a truck, Super Bowl tickets, and more. Don't miss out. Play smart. Join now. BetUS, where the game begins. BetUS, America's favorite sports book, where you can bet on everything anytime. Sportsbook, casino, horse racing, live betting, and more. We have the best bonuses in the industry. That's right, get a 125% sign-up bonus. And to celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we are giving up to 30 risk-free bets, a truck, Super Bowl tickets, and more. Don't miss out. Play smart. Join now. BetUS, where the game begins. BetUS, America's favorite sports book, where you can bet on everything anytime. Sportsbook, casino, horse racing, live betting, and more. We have the best bonuses in the industry. That's right, get a 125% sign-up bonus. And to celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we are giving up to 30 risk-free bets, a truck, Super Bowl tickets, and more. Don't miss out. Play smart. Join now. BetUS, where the game begins. BetUS, America's
All right, we're back, baby. I got my headphones on the wrong side. Just taking a look at my Twitter and the intro here. I always find it funny. Dolphins fans just always in my comments. It's the best. I tweet something that I feel like is the general sentiment of Bills fans right now, right? And that is watching Lamar get the MVP is going to sting a hell of a lot more now over Allen. It's going to. After seeing that performance, seeing what Allen did in the losing effort, but doing enough to win, knowing what Allen did throughout the season and what we've talked about all night, it's going to sting. Watching Lamar win that MVP over Allen, it is. It's going to sting even more now. And the Dolphins fans always got something to say. I mean, it's incredible. So this one dumbass, he goes, Dolphins fan, number one Finn fan, Twitter user at Elite Marino goes, you people are so stupid. You imagine saying that confidently with your Twitter name being number one Finn fan? Imagine saying that confidently. Got some other D-bag saying, only if you were fat and stupid. All right, well, what are you going to do? It's Twitter. All right. Niners with the ball first here. McCaffrey already with a great run to start things off. It feels like points are necessary here. There's Debo, and they're already down into the Lions territory just like that. They had to have this start. Huge. I got to update my score graphic, by the way. Thanks for letting me know in the comments, by the way. Someone just did. Slacking on that. Ooh, Debo. I need one more rush from Debo for a couple yards. I don't know what's going on. My graphic thing will not work. That's a run from Debo, and that's not good. Folks, that is actually the complete opposite of what we needed. We needed Debo over 8.5 rush yards. He had 7. What was that? A loss of 4. Oh my God. Not good. Couldn't have been anybody but Debo. Third and 4 for the Niners. Oh my God, what a catch. What a catch. Keeps the drive alive. Who's that? Jennings? Wow. Extends the drive. Huge. But I can't get my graphics thing to work to update. This is incredible. That was a crazy play. And what the hell? Oh, that was. Ooh. That was dicey. Man, Purdy's had a couple of those throws. He's already had one picked off. He's had a couple of those hold on to your seatbelt type throws. Purdy overthrown again. Purdy's not looking great, man. He's already missed one. Let's see. Got that one good. All right. 2-score game now. I mean, the Niners needed points. I don't know how impressive that was, but points nonetheless. Trying to update my graphic here, and this thing is just not doing me any favors. There we go. Ta-da! There we go. We're updated. 24-10, third quarter. Purdy's just having a rough go of it, man. They're getting to him. That's the key. Like the Lions secondary has had their struggles all year long, but they have the pass rush. If they can get home, that bails out the back end, and that's what's happened all game long. They've been getting to Purdy all game long. Just checking it on Twitter. What I usually do, I never respond to anybody who says stupid shit like that. Number one Finns fan does. I usually just retweet them, so we can get some mass exposure to that idiocy. I mean, I don't know how it doesn't sting a little more today, knowing that there's a couple of things that really hit home, to me at least. One, you really feel like the Bills would have had a great chance today. And two, you just look at who the undisputed MVP was, and you're like, Lamar, Allen's not even in the conversation with Lamar? I mean, really? Are the Lions going to close the door here, or are they going to leave it open for the Niners? That's the question. I could very easily see him leaving the door open. That would be very Lions-like. What do the Lions got? What's the answer here? LT saying one more TD for the Lions does it, in my opinion. I feel like I agree with that. I feel like they already got a decent cushion right now, just the way things have gone throughout history for these Niners, but we'll see. That's a hell of a start. Laporta on a nice outside a nice out route to Laporta, and they're making these easy throws and easy runs look twice as easy as they actually look. It's incredible. Look at that. A winning record in every round of the playoffs for the Niners, but the NFC Championship. That's crazy. Wonder what the approach is here. If there's going to be run heavy or they're going to still let Goff throw it, because they've had success throwing the ball. But Montgomery's averaging over 6 yards a carry on the ground. So, wow, all start or offsides. I'm waiting for that Clete Blakeman oversell on the call, like I was talking about earlier. I'm waiting for that. We've had like no penalties in this game. It's been incredible. I feel like it's no coincidence, though. You get to these big games, and all of a sudden you just don't see the yellow flag. Why can't it be like that week in and week out during the regular season? I mean, that was the first. Lions have one penalty on the game. Man, they are gashing him on the ground. Gashing him. They might just stick to the run. I mean, I guess why not? Yeah, they're just going to keep pounding the rock. I mean, why not? Every run is just like a gift. I don't know if they've gotten them for a negative play on the run game all game long. Wow. You got McCaffrey in the rushing yard discrepancy. You see that 166 to 45. Oh, he had Laporta wide. He had him. Had him wide open. You can tell they're sticking with the run, but these play action plays are going to be open for him. Underneath, man, it's just been so easy. It was easy for the Chiefs. It's been easy for the Lions. Go back to the Bills game last week. It was easy until all of a sudden it wasn't. Late in the game, it just wasn't there. I mean, the Bills were gashing the Chiefs on the run game, and all of a sudden it just was gone. Wow. The Lions have 3 rushers with more yards on the ground than McCaffrey. That is nuts. This goes to show you the true dominance of this game thus far. Man. Already down to the halfway point of this third quarter, too. I mean, they're just sulling it away. I mean, they're already in field goal range as well. Put this back to a 3-score game. This is really starting to feel like a near impossible task for the Niners. Fourth and 2 here. Campbell with the ball as a steal. What do they got? Oh, I didn't even realize it is 4th down right now, so they're not kicking it. Oh no! Oh, Reynolds. Is that Reynolds who dropped it? Oh, that's a big drop, folks. Wow. I thought that was 3rd down. Ooh. Keeping that door open, guys. Shit. I thought that was 3rd down. I don't know. Maybe a field goal there made the most sense. Damn. Man, oh man, that was a big, big drop. Didn't do. I had a feeling the Lions were going to leave that door cracked just a bit. Just a bit. Mm. I really thought going into that down, it was 3rd down. I blinked, it was 4th. I don't know. What's that, like a 45-yard field goal from Badgley? No weather affecting you? I don't know. Because the Niners, I mean, I know they settled for 3 the last drive, but they did get down the field pretty decently. So, uh, update on the bets, by the way, courtesy of BetUS. We have Lions 7.5 plus looking good there. Over 52. The total's currently at 34, so we need 19 more points. It's a little iffy there, but we're not in the worst shape. Wow, Debo, big game, big gain. They're moving the ball. I mean, I wonder if Dan Campbell's going to regret going for it on that 4th down there. We have Goff over 35.5 attempts. He's currently at 24 attempts. We have Purdy over 30.5 attempts. He's currently at 21 attempts. CMC under 18.5 attempts. He's currently at 12. Badgley's already cashed the over 5.5 points on the kick game. Montgomery's already cashed the over 43.5 in the rush game. Debo over 8.5 rush yards. That's looking like it could be a heartbreaker. He had 7. He lost 3 on his next rush. So he's at 4 right now. We need 5 yards from Debo. And then we have that Detroit plus 14, Detroit plus 13 tease to round out the teaser from earlier with KC. That's looking like that's pretty much a guaranteed lock. So we're doing all right so far. Got a couple on the cusp that we're going to need some help on. But so far, we're in a good spot. I mean, you could blink here, and the Niners could all of a sudden make this a 3-score game into a 1-score game like it was nothing. I mean, I got to give credit to Dan Campbell. He never veers away from his mindset. Like he's aggressive through and through always. Oh, they're gonna. Oh, oh my God. You got to be kidding me. Purdy throws up a prayer, and Brandon Ayuk, that's the catch of the playoffs. I thought MVS had it last week against the Bills. This trumps it by a mile. Pass interference, the ball gets tipped off. I mean, there's no way Purdy even had a. Oh my God. Purdy just threw it up a prayer. Ball gets tipped. Ayuk catches it off the tip. Oh my God. It was a dropped pick, and there you blink, and he's down at the 5. Was he ever touched? All right, they're saying he was. Wow. And this is where we go back to wondering if Dan Campbell was going to regret going for it on that 4th. You blink, and the Niners are now on the Lions 4-yard line. Wow. Caffrey stuffed at the goal line, though, or at the line of scrimmage. Wow. Lions had a 3-score lead going into this quarter. They're staring at knocking that down to a 1-score lead here like that. Wow. Second and goal. Ball at the Lions 6. Purdy's going to throw it. Not close. Not close. Well, field goal is doing them nothing here. There's no question this is going to be 4-down territory. That's a whole new game if they find a way here. Third and goal. Purdy takes a snap out of the gun, throws it. Touchdown, Brandon Ayuk. We got a whole new ball game, folks. Wow. The Lions roll the dice on a 4th and 2, well within Michael Badgley's range. They don't get it. It's a drop by Reynolds. Niners take over, and within a bat of an eye, they're in the end zone. This quarter started off 24-7. It is now 24-17. We questioned Purdy and Shanahan's ability to overcome a massive deficit. They're doing what they got to do thus far to overcome that. Wow. All right, well, hey, guys, we asked for a good game, and a good game it looks like we're going to get. Wow. Look, I respect Dan Campbell and his constant decision to be the aggressor, the guy who has the most faith in his offense. Go for it when it seems like it's, in a position to make sense. But 4th and 2, you have a 2-score lead. Your defense has been holding serve all game long. Your offense has been moving the ball. You got trust in both sides. It felt like the 3 points there might have made the most sense. And you risk it. Now, granted, they should have Reynolds drop that ball, but it's still a risk nonetheless. You get 3 points there, and Badgley's been money. And, a 27-17 game is infinitely different than a 24-17 game, but that's what we have right now. So we've seen Dan Campbell earlier in the year get burned by his aggressiveness. And I will say it again, I do respect and appreciate his willingness to constantly stick to his guns, but sometimes it does feel like it is a bit immature in a way. There feels like times with Dan Campbell, he's playing a video game where it's like, we go for it every time here. We go back to the Cowboys game on that 2-point conversion where they ruled that the Lions had an illegal man downfield. He ended up going for it again. He went for a 2-point conversion from the 10-yard line. It was terrible. I wonder if that's going to come back to haunt him. You know how there's always plays where the fan base is going to look back and say that was the key, that was the moment. Lions lose this game. Very likely that's the moment for Lions fans you go back to and say, you know, my main brother Pierre's in there. He's saying shot time. No shot, but margarita sip time, Kingpin. And appreciate everybody always telling me to update the score because I keep forgetting. Augustin saying update the score. Update the score, I will. 24-17 now. What a quarter so far for San Fran. See, now the other problem is the pressure's on Detroit now. You go into this quarter with no pressure. You're not feeling it. You know, you're up 24-7. Where's the pressure? But now all of a sudden, you're in a whole different circumstance here. Let's see what the mindset is. Do they continue to try to run the ball? They've had success there. I mean, I feel like you gotta continue to stick with that. But I mean, look at that. 42 yards to 122 for the Niners. I mean, they came out and have done everything they've needed to do. Oh my God, he fumbled the ball. Oh my God, the rookie Jahmyr Gibbs, who's been money all game. First snap of the series, fumble. Niners recover on Detroit's 23-yard line. Folks, the Lions went into this quarter with a 24-7 lead. We are in the process of witnessing, and depending on how this game goes, obviously, but we could be watching the midst of one of the greatest collapses in championship game history here. And if it comes at the hands of the Lions, oh no, not this fan base, not them. The torment. How were they feeling at half? My worry was, were they going to leave the door open or were they going to close it? The Niners go down. They get 3 points. Okay, fine. Your offense drives. You're in field goal range. They go for it, and the game has not been the same since. Wow. Here we go. Niners 2nd and 11. Purdy looks, throws, doesn't throw, fakes it, takes it for a run. He's got a lane. Purdy's still on the ground. Purdy runs it down to the 5-yard line. Wow. The Niners are about 4 yards away from erasing a 3-score deficit within one quarter. Oh, boy. Now, all of a sudden, I'm sweating my Detroit Lions money line bets that I made live on BetUS. There's Debo with the rush. Debo. And even more soul crushing, I needed Debo to get. How many yards do I need from Debo? I need 5 yards from Debo. He probably gets 3 there. Yep, 3 yards. This Debo prop's going to be the death of me. He would have cashed it if he didn't have that loss earlier on. Now he's back to 7 yards. This Debo prop is going to be the absolute death of me. I don't know if they run him again. I've already ran him a bunch. Wow. McCaffrey, touchdown, tie, ball game. I can't believe what I'm witnessing, folks. We asked for a good ball game we got. Right before half, I said we had 2 shit championship games. I couldn't have been more wrong. The Niners have just erased a 24-7 deficit in less than 12 minutes to tie the ball game at 24 all. Strap in, folks. We're in for an historic finish one way or the other. Wow. Let's go take a look at how much things have changed on the live line via BetUS. As we know, before the half, the Lions were about a -400 favorite. Wow. The Lions are now a 3.5-point dog, +152 on the money line. These are your live odds courtesy of BetUS, folks. This game has flipped on its head. Holy moly. Let's take it frame by frame here. Right? Other than that fumble that the Lions just had, okay? They have moved the ball every time they've touched it. I have faith in them being able to go and regain a lead, continue to be in this game. But we cannot underestimate the flipping momentum that we've just seen in front of this home crowd. We have just watched the Niners erase a 17-point deficit in less than 12 minutes. So we have to wonder where the psychological, like where are the Lions at right now psychologically? Because this has got to take a toll on your mental. If you go into the locker room up 3 scores knowing, hey, we just need to go 30 minutes here maintaining this lead. And now, before you can even take a breath, it feels like you're in a tie ball game. Your defense has gone from really, I think, overplaying their talent to collapsing, and your offense in back-to-back drives has now made 2 crucial errors, and this is all added up to a tie ball game here. 3:02 left in the third, and we're tied up at 24. And this crowd is electrified. This is going to be a massive drive for the Lions here. Can they silence this crowd? Can they mitigate the momentum? Because that, to me, is probably the biggest element of this. It's not that the Lions can't win, but it's, can the Lions overcome the psychological damage that has just been inflicted on them in 12 minutes of play? Was it 8 minutes? Okay, so it was 8 minutes. So we're about 12 minutes through the game clock here on the third quarter, but Kevin Burkhardt just said that the comeback really took place in 8 minutes of game time. I mean, this is extraordinary stuff here. This is historic shit here. If the Lions lose this ball game. Let's see what Jared Goff and the boys have to say about it. 1st and 10. They're going to start with a handoff, and you can tell. Rushes like that, we're going for 5 yards a clip. Now all of a sudden, Chase Young's there to shut it down for no gain. Oh, you can tell that things have flipped dramatically in the Bay Area. Crowd is roaring. Lions go to the gun, 2nd and 10. Goff takes the snap. He surveys. He throws. He's got Laporta drops it. Oh, no, folks. We might be witnessing an all-time collapse. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Gotta update my score graphic while I got a chance here. 3rd and 10 for these Lions. Blitz comes, the throw. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. No way. Reynolds, dude, you're talking about you're losing your job over these last two series. Oh, no. Oh, my God. What a bad drop. Oh, guys, we're watching something bad here, I think. Oh, no. What a punt. Oh, that's such bad fielding of the punt. Oh, that's such bad fielding of the punt. Nothing's going the Lions' way. Oh, what are you doing? 27. Oh, no, guys. This game has flipped. It's done a 180. Oh, my God. Wow. How does he drop that ball? Oh, my God. That's such a bad drop. Dude, I'm just trying to put my mind in that of a Lions fan right now, you know? Like I'm trying to put myself there and I can't even understand. You can't even wrap your head around it. Wow. I mean, let's just recap what we've witnessed here. So we have a 24-7 Lions lead at half. Niners come out, get the ball first. They get a quick field goal. Okay, fine. 24-10. Lions go all the way down the field. They're well into field goal territory. 4th and 2. They roll the dice. They don't take the 3. Go for it. Reynolds, brutal drop. Niners within a blink of an eye, all the way down the field on an incredible Brandon Ayuk catch. They're in the end zone 24-17. Lions take it over. First snap of that drive. Fumble. Jahmyr Gibbs. Niners take over damn near in the red zone. Score immediately. 24-24. Lions take the ball back over. It's 3rd and 10. Goff puts it on the money for Reynolds. Well past the first down marker, and he drops the most pedestrian pass you'll ever see. And that's where we stand, folks. Niners take over. 2 minutes left in the third quarter, and we're knotted at 24, and it looks like the Lions went from a surefire lock to they don't got a thing going right for them, just like that. Oh, no. Wow, did you just see that? Purdy, first down. He's going to throw. He's going to get out of the sack. Oh, wow. Wow. Brock Purdy rolls out of a surefire sack. Use check. toe tap at the first down marker. Everything is going right for the Niners. Wow. I'm not liking the looks of this, folks. They had him for a 10-yard loss. Look at that. The Niners have 164 offensive yards, and this quarter is not even over, all in the third quarter. And now they're just death by 1,000 cuts now. That's going to roll down the third quarter. We're going to enter the fourth quarter, folks, tied up. I can't believe what we're watching here. This is all time. There's that motion again we were talking about earlier. Every time you're trying to get a guy to jump. There it is. Wow. Just like that. We went into this quarter 24-7 Lions. We exit the quarter 24 all. Let's go take a look at the live lines courtesy of BetUS, and let's see what the market's currently telling us. We got the Lions now as a 4.5-point dog. They were at one point an 8.5-point favorite. Plus 225 on the money line. This is wild, folks. This is wild. The market's reflecting how we're all feeling right now on BetUS, and that's Lions are collapsing. Oh, no. Wow. Oh, my God. I'm sick for these Lions fans, and I don't have a stake in the game, man. What's this? The Dynasty, New England Patriots on Apple TV. Well, if they're getting Belichick to sit in the chair and Brady, I got to check that out. I did enjoy the man in the arena as much as it sucks to have to watch that dynasty unfold in cinematic quality. It is an incredible watch. So I'm sure this will be good. I can't get over what we're witnessing here, guys. This is crazy. Let me know in the comments. Do you think the Lions still have a prayer? I mean, I can't fully rule them out, but my confidence has wavered dramatically. But here we go. Fourth quarter's about to kick off. Wow. Well, we wanted a good game. Here it is. First and 10. Throw behind the line of scrimmage to Debo. He wills his way for a half-yard gain. Second and 9-ish at around the 50 for the Niners. Man, it feels like Detroit's D has gotta make a stop. They gotta step up. I mean, the thought process right now for the Lions has got to be like, how are we here? How is this happening? 2nd and 9. Purdy drops back to throw. He's got all day. He looks. Oh, he's got Kittle wide open. First down. And they're going to be on the cusp of field goal range just like that. Wow. Wow. Well, it looks like points are definitely on the horizon here for the Niners in some capacity. Well into field goal range off of that toss. McCaffrey on the run, 1st and 10. And this game is just completely retooled. It's completely different. Now the question is, can the offense of the Detroit Lions overcome? Because it's looking like this D is down and out. Man, this Lions D was having, I mean, everything has changed dramatically. Look at this recap of the third quarter. That fumble was everything, man. Man. Our Lions look dead. Niners look the complete opposite. Purdy back to throw. He's got time. He's going to be able to run with ease. First down. Wow. Underrated are Purdy's legs in this game thus far. A couple of real good scrambles for him. Damn. It's a great play. First and 10, Niners at the Detroit 13. Purdy's got all day. Looks to the end zone. He gets sacked. Big play from the Detroit defense. And they hold him to 3. That's your best chance right now. Second and 17. Purdy empty back. McCaffrey in motion. Another sack. I'm not sure what the mindset was there. It looked like almost a designed run for Purdy. I don't know what this was, but this drive has completely collapsed. And now the Niners are faced with like a 3rd and 19-ish. But of course, chip shot range for Moody. Third and 20. Ball on the Detroit 22. Here's Purdy. Drops back. Throws. He's got Debo on the crosser. He catches it. Only going to gain about 7 or so, and they're going to have to go for a field goal here. All right, well, they were on the cusp of scoring a touchdown. That was about as good of a hold as you could ask for in that situation for the Lions. Here comes Jake Moody to take a 3-point lead for the Niners. Oh, this is crazy. I mean, that's a big stop, but still 20 unanswered. '49ers take their first lead of the game with 9:52 remaining in the fourth quarter. 20 unanswered points from San Fran. And this is, I don't think even the most pessimistic Lions fan could have predicted this. This is wild. Wow. What does Jared Goff have? That's the question. I mean, are they going to really collapse here, or are they gonna answer the call? It's got to be anything but a punt here. You got to at least find a way into Niner territory. Clock's ticking now. You're under 10 minutes here. Barracuda. Oh man. Can they say that? Gotta love the irony of the Cowboys fan telling you what the Super Bowl tastes like. Go check on the live line courtesy of BetUS. See what the market's telling us right now, where this game's at. As it stands, the Lions are a plus 3.5 underdog, meaning the Niners are a 3.5 point favorite. Lions plus 283 on the money line. And wow, as we're talking, this number's jumping up and down, money coming in everywhere. But it looks like the Lions holding at a plus 3.5 point favorite. So how things have turned. My bets as well, by the way, have taken a turn for the worse. Well, I said I didn't want to count my chickens before they hatched earlier. We were looking good, and now all of a sudden we're looking not good. Can't wait for next level chef. Very excited. Here we go. 27-24. Lions are down. First and 10, 9:52 on the clock from the Niners, from their own 25. Oh, what a catch. What a catch. What a catch. Oh my God, my cat just opened the door. They keep doing this. My cats keep opening the door. They keep opening the door somehow. It's incredible. I don't know how they're doing. Wow, here we go. So my cats have figured out how to open my door. They found a way to jump up and pull themselves down on the door handle to loosen the door, and then they barricade it in. It's insane. And one of my cats just did it. So I'd love to let her stay in here, but she goes crazy when she comes in. My little guy Tunes, the boy cat, he's chilling always. But Tofu, the girl cat, she's crazy. I can't have her in here. But wow, a couple of great plays here. Flea flicker for Goff. He's gonna go deep. He's got a man. Oh, dude, Williams. He had him. He had him. Looked like the Niners got home a little early. Maybe not. That's a tough play. Oh, that's a perfect throw, though. That's a perfect throw. Wow. That's a perfect throw. But hey, Lions are they're in striking distance here. Let's go check on the quick line update via BetUS just to see what this drive has done. Okay, so we're veering towards the Lions here. It's itching towards the Lions and went from 3.5 point dog to a Lions plus 2.5 point dog, plus 142 on the money line. 60.5 is your over under. Let's see. The Lions are at San Francisco's 37. You're in Badgley territory to tie this game. Update on some other bets. We need 8 more pass attempts from Goff. That's starting to look like it's not looking great. We need 2 more pass attempts from Purdy. We need 2 rush yards from Debo. We need 1 more points or 2 more points scored in the game itself to cash the over. We had McCaffrey under 18.5 rush attempts. He's at 17. That looks like it's all but done. And I'm on Lions money line, but I don't know about that right now. I loved the flea flicker call. It was there. Either way, though, it's 2nd and 10 right now before we head back to break here. And the Lions have it on the 37. So even if they don't gain another yard, they're still in field goal range to tie it up. All right, 2nd and 10. 8:28 left, 37-yard line of the Niners. Goff takes the snap, looks, throws. Had him. He had Gibbs on an out route, overthrows him. And now it's 3rd and 10. My cats keep trying to break into the room. So I don't know what the plan is here, but they can certainly get a field goal here. So you don't want to take a sack, certainly. Obviously, turnovers and whatever else. I mean, that goes without saying, but no sack here. 3rd and 10, Goff, shotgun, throws. St. Brown not going to get there. He's going to be about 4 yards short. You have to kick the field goal here if you're Dan Campbell. It's just under 50 yards. Oh, my God, they're going to go for it. Oh, my God, these guys are insane. Dude, these guys are insane. 4th and 3. I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. I don't know about this one. Fourth and 3, 5 seconds on the game on the play clock. Snap. Goff's got it. He's surveying. He's under pressure. He throws. Oh, my God. What are you doing? I just don't understand. Why don't you try to tie the game? Why don't you try to tie the game? This is going to be the reason they lose this game. That's two. That's two in the same spot that they go for and don't get it. And this is going to be the reason they lose the ball game. San Fran takes over at the 30, and McCaffrey right off the bat, 8-yard carry. Oh, my God. I'm sorry. If I'm a Lions fan right now, I'm sick to my stomach. You gave up 6 points on unnecessary gambles, in my opinion. I don't know why you have to do that every time. Man. First down for the Niners. And we're now under 7 minutes on the clock and counting. Man, I don't know what I don't even know what to say. This has felt like a very poorly managed second half by this Lions coaching staff. We're going down to 6 minutes and counting here. Run to CMC. He's going to gain about 2. That'll lose. That officially loses the McCaffrey under 18 and a half attempts. That was his 19th rush. I'm so sick for these Lions fans right now. Holy shit. 2nd and 8. 47-yard line of the Niners. Purdy takes the snap, looks to throw. He's got McCaffrey wide open on the dump off. He gets him. It's going to be a gain of about 4. 2nd and 8 goes to 3rd and 3-ish. And now we're hitting about 5 minutes on the clock. We'll cash the Purdy over 30 and a half attempts. He just had his 31st attempt. We get that one. They get a first down here. It's feeling not good. Third and 4. 49-yard line of the Lions. Purdy takes the snap. He's going to throw it. He looks up. He looks. Wow. Wow. Purdy has killed them on the scramble tonight. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Wow. Man, this is a sickening turn of events, this game. First and 10, 4 minutes remaining. Niners got the ball on the Lions 28. Going to pitch it to McCaffrey. He's got space. He's going to take it. McCaffrey. Wow, McCaffrey's down to the 2-yard line. Wow. I think that's going to be all she wrote, folks. Wow. Man, this is sad. This is sad. I haven't seen a game get pissed away like this in a while, man. First and goal, handoff to Elijah Mitchell, touchdown Niners. Wow. Wow, folks. Wow. This is sickening. Man. It was 24-7 at half, and now we're looking at a 34-24 game. This is unbelievable. Wow. I'm sick. My bets have gone to shit. And above anything, man, do I feel just a pit in my stomach for the city of Detroit. I mean, I understand the Niners making it a game, but this is all time. This is something else. Wow. I'm at a loss for words. I got to give them credit. I got to give the Niners some pretty credit. I didn't think they had it in them. Man. Well, it's going to be the Super Bowl everybody predicted, I guess. Niners, Chiefs. That was the preseason favorite. It's looking like that's exactly what it's going to be. What are the odds? Well, can Detroit go and cover the spread? We got Detroit at plus 7.5, currently down by 10. That doesn't help. Man, they have collapsed. This is a collapse. This is awful. Man. I mean, dude, they died. They died on air, real time. 2nd and 10, 2:57 left. Goff looks, throws. That's like a 3-yard gain. I mean, not doing them anything. Third and 6. Goff takes the snap, looks, throws, first down Laporta. I'm just rooting for the cover at this point, man. I can't believe this. They had this game wrapped up. This is insane. This is insane. I can't believe this collapse. It happened like that, like before you could even understand what was happening. All right, 2-minute warning, and the Lions are at the Niners 50, but it's just too little too late. I mean, there's no way. I mean, there's just no way. What's up with this Jake Gyllenhaal UFC movie? Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm just like sick right now. Damn. 24-7 turns to 34-24. Like that. I mean, this poor fan base. How do you even come back from this? I mean, we know the Bills have had some heartbreakers, but at least they never collapsed like this. This is a collapse. Oh my gosh. Wow. And I am sad. I am sad for the Lions right now. How this to me, once again, this comes down to the decision making. This game currently could be 30-34. The Lions could be driving to win this game right now. They go for it twice, and it just felt like it wasn't necessary. I understand being aggressive, but they were aggressive to a fault. Off complete to the 25, buck 50 and roll in here. I mean, it's not none of it matters. I can't believe the decision making from Dan Campbell. This one's on him, in my opinion. I mean, am I nuts to think that? I mean, at the very least, if he would have just decided to kick the field goal on one of those two drives, they're in position to tie it here. That's the difference in the game. Okay, you went for it once, it didn't work. The next time around, well, let's take the points with the game we're currently in. You went for it both times, and it cost them everything. Completion for the Lions down to the 10. And let's hope to get a touchdown here. We'll cover a touchdown will cover the 7.5 that we have going for the Lions. Niners showing blitz. They're going to send the house. That's going to be a touchdown for the Lions. How is that not a touchdown? How is that not a touchdown? Oh, he stepped out. Okay, good call. Of course he wasn't in. That would have been easy, wouldn't it? Buck 10 left. The Lions still do have all three timeouts, but see what the move is here. Lions are on the 1 yard line. They're going to go in the gun with Goff. See what they do here. They're going to throw. Incomplete. 3rd and goal. We got to score here to cover. Dan Campbell, come on. I got a feeling I got an all-time bad beat on my hands here. Not getting in here on the 1 damn yard line. Looks like a run could be on the precipice here. Oh my God, this is gonna be an all-time bad beat. I got 7.5. They're on the 1 yard line and they're not gonna score. Oh my God. And they just took a timeout. Wow, this is brutal. I mean, I have the 7.5, so there's no way they score. I know for a fact there's no way they score. Brutal. This is brutal. I mean, if you knew they were going to take a timeout, I guess you should have thrown the ball. I didn't know they were going to burn a timeout. Wow. Okay, they covered. Thank God. I'm thankful for that, folks. I can't lie. I'll take the cover. Man, they showed you that they were capable of winning this game if they made the correct coaching decisions at least one time. They just had to make the correct coaching decision one time. And they would have either tied the game or took the lead. And they burned that timeout. Man, how do you run the ball there knowing the plan was to burn a timeout? If that's the case, how do you not throw it there? This was a very poorly coached second half by Dan Campbell. And I like Dan Campbell a lot. This is on his shoulders. This is on his shoulders. Man, this is on his shoulders. If you're a Lions fan, you got to be sick to your stomach knowing. I mean, not only did you blow the lead, but your coach cost you 6 points. And like I said earlier, you're okay with rolling the dice once you don't get it. Twice. That's sickening. I am so bummed for these Lions, man. I just can't get over the fact that they just had to kick a field goal one time. One of those 2 fourth downs. And at the very least, we're at a tie ball game right now. And then to burn that timeout on top of it all. And oh man. Oh, here comes the onside. Hasn't worked since the Seahawks did it against the Packers ages ago. And the Niners recover it, and that will do her. Wow. Well, folks, the Super Bowl that everybody sort of predicted it felt like in the beginning of the year is the Super Bowl we're going to get. The Kansas City Chiefs versus the San Francisco 49ers in the Super Bowl. Incredible. The most obvious Super Bowl the whole year long is going to be the outcome. The Lions had a 24-7 lead in the third quarter, and they'll lose 34-30. This is as heartbreaking of a loss as I've seen in a while. Well, that's going to do it. Folks, I'm going to round it out. That's going to end it. Niners are going to win 34-31. The Chiefs won earlier, and just like that, your Super Bowl matchup is set up. Niners, Lions. Goes in favor of the Niners in a way I never thought. And now your Super Bowl matchup is Niners-Chiefs, a rematch of Mahomes' first Super Bowl appearance. His first Super Bowl victory. They're going to meet again in the Super Bowl. Unbelievable. Oh my God, I am sick to my stomach for these Lions fans. I can't even imagine what they're going through. It's this is something else. I guess it's not technically over. We'll hang out for a second here, and why not? Wow. Wow. They got to be dead inside. No, there's no silver lining for this. I know Kevin Burkhardt's trying to paint the silver lining right now. There's no silver lining for this. There's no silver lining for this. None. Zero. Man, oh man. Lions will have a second. All right, that will do it, folks. Hey, thanks so much for hanging out with me on Championship Sunday. Did a live stream for the AFC Championship, a live stream for the NFC Championship, and I had a ball. And I'm real glad you decided to spend the time with me this afternoon, this evening. It was fun. But I got to tell you, my heart's broken right now for the Lions. I don't know if you can tell. I'm sure you can tell. You can see it on my face. I'm shattered for these guys. I can't even believe this. And more so above anything else, my own personal, just rooting interest is shattered. Like, to have this come down to the Niners, Chiefs, it's sickening. But you know what? I guess it comes down to the best two teams. And you really can't argue against the fact that the Chiefs have been the best team in the AFC for a while now. And as you know, the same can be said for the Niners in the NFC. So that's going to be your Super Bowl. 2 weeks from tonight in Vegas, it'll be the Niners squaring off against the Kansas City Chiefs, and we will spend plenty of time talking about that game over the next 2 weeks before it happens. So, wow. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining tonight. Tomorrow night, same place you're at right now, Buffalo Fanatics YouTube channel. Smoke Break will be coming your way, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll recap what we saw today. We will talk about the Bills hiring Joe Brady as their full-time offensive coordinator. We'll talk about Ken Dorsey becoming the offensive coordinator of the Browns. We'll talk about the Bills' current defensive coordinator, Hunt, and whatever else happens to come up in the interim period. So, look forward to seeing you on that one. In the meantime, make sure to go check out the 125% sign-up bonus in the link in the description below via BetUS and get your Super Bowl bets in with them. You go, you click the link, sign up, get the 125% sign-up bonus. You can get all your Super Bowl bets in. And with that said, once again, much love and a lot of thanks for tuning in throughout the day today. We'll see you tomorrow night. And until then, enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening, folks. And as always, go Bills.